We have some major team updates surrounding this Red Sox organization, and specifically Jordan Hicks and Jose Bello, two of the main pieces that came in return for Rafael Devers just a few days ago in a blockbuster trade to the San Francisco Giants. We'll break down their first appearances and really what they did, as well as what to expect from them later down the line for this Red Sox organization. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest. But first, before we get to the news and information, please remember to scroll down and click that subscribe button, as nearly 90% of you guys watching this video are not currently subscribed. We do appreciate the love and support, so thank you guys for everything. But now let's get to it and break down these first appearances from Jordan Hicks and Jose Bello. Now, I will say we are going to be focusing on Jordan Hicks for the majority of this video because there is a lot of room for optimism and hope for Jordan Hicks. And the reason I say that is because we have seen Hicks play on the MLB level at a very high level, for that matter. And he was very good for a stretch of time. Now, in small pieces of time recently, he hasn't been great. But there still has been flashes where he has looked like the older Jordan Hicks. The 2023 Jordan Hicks, for example. Now, he did make his first appearance for this AAA affiliate for the Red Sox in the Woo Sox as an opener, and was expected to join the Red Sox organization on the big league level for their next home series against the Toronto Blue Jays. And based off of the overall production we saw in this AAA game, I can confidently say I don't believe that will be the case. I think he will make another appearance in AAA, at least one more before being called up, because, well, he wasn't great. We're going to cite an article from NESN, and as well as this tweet from SoxProspects.com, as they went on to break down the entirety of his appearance, his start, if you will, as he was used as an opener for the Woo Sox, despite Craig Breslow making it abundantly clear he was going to be used as a high leverage reliever for the Red Sox on the MLB level. Again, in a rehab start, his first start since being placed on the IL. I believe it was the 10-day IL with the Giants before the trade. He just had to work out some kinks, make sure he was ready to go on the big league level. And thank God they did this before just putting him on the big stage and throwing him in a high leverage game for the Red Sox in the bigs, because he, again, was not great. Now, again, SoxProspects.com, Jordan Hicks lasted only 2/3 of an inning in his first game with AAA affiliate. He threw 23 pitches, 10 for strikes. He gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, did not strike out any, and gave up a 2-run homer. The pitch breakdown, he threw 12 sinkers, 5 four-seamers, 5 sweepers, and 1 splitter. And the biggest takeaway is the velo. When you look at the sinker as well as the four-seam fastball, 94 to 96 miles per hour, and that is just simply not the Jordan Hicks of the past. And yes, he's coming off of injury, and he is working back from an IL stint. So I'm not jumping the gun and saying he's washed, his arm has fallen off, he's not going to be able to return to that form. Allow some time, allow him to find his groove, allow him to be comfortable now in a new spot, as he's jumped around in his career from St. Louis to Toronto to San Francisco, now to Boston. He's brand new to Boston. Let him work it out. Let him find a rhythm. Let him find his footing, and then get called up to the bigs and fit into a very, very, very good Red Sox bullpen, which we'll break down in just a second. But now to the article that we mentioned earlier, published by NESN, that will again tag down below in the description if you'd like to read the entirety of it. They went on to break down Jordan Hicks' first appearance, his start, if you will, for that AAA affiliate. Hicks made his first rehab assignment with AAA affiliate on Sunday, functioning as the opener in the Woo Sox series finale against the Buffalo Bisons. Hicks showed a bit of rust during his brief debut and went on to break down the entirety of his first inning start. Now, he went on to give up a leadoff single before getting a line out to get the first out of the inning. Again, 1 out with runners on first. Not the end of the world after giving up a leadoff single. A double play ball gets you out of the inning. So there's no initial scares here. But then on the very first pitch of the following at bat, he gave up a 2-run shot that we mentioned earlier, giving the Buffalo Bison a 2-run lead in the first inning just through the first 3 batters of the game. Following that, and I will say that NESN did go on to point out that Hicks threw a 96.7 mile per hour sinker that ended up crushed for a home run, that 2-run shot that we mentioned. NESN would go on to mention Hicks would go to the next hitter, get a fly out, so now he has 2 outs with no runners on before allowing a single and a walk, and that is when his day was officially ended. So overall, 2/3 of an inning, getting 2 outs, resulting in a walk, 3 hits in total, one of them being a long ball for 2 runs to score. Overall, not the greatest performance from Jordan Hicks. Now, again, he was used as an opener in sense of starting this game, something that he's probably not accustomed to doing, as he was being used, again, as a starter as well as a relief pitcher for the San Francisco Giants team before being traded to the Boston Red Sox. Now, like we mentioned earlier with Craig Breslow's comments about him being a high-leverage reliever, Chris Colito giving us that tweet from June 16th. In case there was doubt, Breslow referred to Jordan Hicks as a, quote, dominant late inning reliever, end of quote. They don't seem to have designs on starting him. So him being used as an opener, definitely because, one, he is down in AAA. 2, it is a rehab assignment, and they are simply just trying to allow him to find a rhythm, allow him to be comfortable being on the mound, regardless of what team it is for, and just feeling comfortable, getting back to being a starting pitcher, or I should rephrase that, as a dominant pitcher in that sense, whether it is as a starter or as a high inning reliever, high intensity reliever. I will say, we mentioned the 2023 season from Jordan Hicks. This is what that looked like, and this is why I said there was a lot of room for optimism and hope when it came to Jordan Hicks and the overall production in which we were going to see from him. Back in 2023, he played for 2 teams. He played for he started with the Cardinals. He was traded before the deadline to the Toronto Blue Jays, and in that 2 sections of the season, in the sense the first part of the season with the Cardinals, and despite being traded in the middle of that season to the Toronto Blue Jays, he was able to stay consistent and be very, very good. The fastball velo was in the tops of the entirety of the league, scratching 100 every time it felt like he let the pitch go out of his hand, and resulting in good expected batting averages against him, good WOBAs against him. Fastball velo, again, 100th percentile across the entirety of the league, including all pitching. He was very, very dominant. He was very, very good. Now, if you look on the base on balls as well as the chase percentages, those things were below league average, but they were the only faults in his entire stat line when you look at his Baseball Savant page from that 2023 season. Average exit velocity, very, very high percentiles. Whiff percentage, just above league average. The K percentages, about 80th percentile. Very, very good for someone in Jordan Hicks that was acquired, in as well as 4 other pieces for this Red Sox team. If you can get something close to this in the sense of Jordan Hicks this season, it's an absolutely slam dunk of a trade for this Red Sox team. As of now, up to this point in the year in 2025, Jordan Hicks has been a shell of what we saw in 2023, and hopefully this rehab start was the first of a good progression to getting back to that 2023 season. As up to this point, chase rate is way, way down, bottom 5 percentile of the entire league. The fastball velo is still up there, but it does not look the same as what it did just a few years ago in 2023 in years past, as he was just blowing the doors off of batters and they had no chance to touch it. The sinker and the fastball were both high velocity pitches. Sinker obviously had a lot of movement down and into right-handed batters, and it was just really hard to put bat to ball. And you see that here as the barrel percentage was in the top 90 percentile. He absolutely phenomenal stuff from Jordan Hicks back in 2023. Something that as a Red Sox fan base, someone as a Red Sox fan is greatly hoping for to see from Jordan Hicks later down the line. Now, that will be it for the Jordan Hicks conversation. Again, citing the 2023 season where he did play for those 2 teams in St. Louis as well as Toronto. They are highlighted in gold. Overall, very, very productive, not only based off the Baseball Savant page, but if you go to look at the statistical production in the sense of games started, games played, as well as the ERA, he was very, very good. He was very productive for 2 very good teams. And I think if he was put in a good position like he is now, in the sense that he will be pitching in one of the best bullpens in baseball, and it doesn't seem that way because of how the season started for the Red Sox bullpen, but they have really shaped out and have been phenomenal. They are top 10 in ERA as a bullpen, top 10 in whip as well as average. They have just been very, very good as a collective unit, being anchored by someone in Aroldis Chapman that has been flat out dominant despite being 60 years old. And yes, I'm exaggerating. Yes, I do love Aroldis Chapman. I love the fact that he has been one of the best closers in baseball. And yes, I mean that. He is older. He is definitely one of the older guys on this team, one of the oldest guys on this team without a doubt, and despite that, he's still otherworldly productive. Now, the last thing we're going to cite is the Jose Bello performance that we saw. This was interesting, as he is only 20 years old. This kid has so much time out in front of him, and I can't wait to see how he ends up playing out for this Red Sox organization. But simply, he was pretty damn good. I don't know where I put his opening stat line, and I'm upset I don't have it now. But again, in his minor leagues career, he is only posting a 2.3 ERA. Overall, very, very good, and he was decent in his 2 innings of pitching that we saw yesterday, or excuse me, that was from today as he made his first start. He's very young. This kid's 20 years old. Allow him to continue to grow, allow him to continue to progress as a professional baseball player, as a professional pitcher. And for the FCL, again, 2 innings pitched. He was very good. It just allow him more time. He's 20 years old. In the next few years, we could see him in the minor leagues for double and even the AAA level, where he is being absolutely dominant. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. Let me know down below what your overall opinions are on Jordan Hicks, and if you're optimistic on what version of Jordan Hicks we are going to see for this Red Sox organization. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.